What is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, we're going to be talking about one of the biggest kind of waste of times, kind of waste of effort, waste of energy in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Really just about one of the most pointless things in MyTEAM history. Now, when I talk about this, I'm not saying it as a bad thing for 2K, because 2K had a good idea. I'm being completely honest with you. I feel like 2K had a good idea with this whole dynamic rating system. Just don't think it's something that is going to really go down in 2K history as a good thing. Now, as I dive any further into this, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, make sure to smash that subscribe button as we are on the road to 90,000 subscribers. So here's the deal when I talked about this, okay? We've got dynamics ratings. Now, what are dynamic rating players, okay? It's players that go up and down in value, up and down in price, up and down in rating. Now, here's the deal, okay? This Ja Morant, for example, you guys might be like 10 Hall of Fame badges. He's good. He's absolutely horrible on the defensive end of the court, and nobody should use this card. Probably has his release on normal timing. I can go in here and look and see exactly what their releases are, but more than likely, guys, his release is going to be on normal timing. So here's the deal. Ultimately, when I talk about these, none of these players, their SIGs don't get changed. Their releases don't get updated. The badges, the stats hardly get updated. And so for any of these cards to actually be usable, they'd need to be a lot better. And it's just not the case right now. I mean, it just isn't. Now, the only thing Dynamics Ratings players have done is they've nuked packs. So, for example, 2K will make a Dark Matter on a Friday drop, and instead of somebody being excited to pull, let's say, a Dark Matter MJ or Giannis, instead they'll get a Dark Matter Kyrie the one day, Karl-Anthony Towns another day. And so, look, with all due respect to the Dynamic Ratings players, it's been an absolute non-impact in 2K. It's honestly pointless. The only thing it's going to do is it's going to make people who are new to the game and don't know what they're doing think, oh, wow, Pink Diamond Trey for really cheap, he must be good. Or Pink Diamond Steph, he's really cheap, he must be good. And they're not. And that's the only thing Dynamics Rating players are doing. Now, here's the deal. Somebody sits up there in the 2K lab at night thinking, wow, what does Pascal Siakam deserve to be after one game? What does Cat deserve to be? What does Trae Young deserve to be? And is that an issue? I think it is, because look, instead of wasting time on these dynamic ratings players, the dynamic rating set, and adjusting them after each and every day, they could spend that time into something way more useful. I mean, way, way, way more useful. You know, thinking about, what could we drop tomorrow in Triple Threat Online, the exchange that, people would like to play, but it wouldn't necessarily change the game. That's what I'm saying, because last year, we had updates on boards in which you could get players to lock in for other players that you could sell in the auction house, and it was just a lot better. I feel like now 2K is just wasting time in unnecessary areas, and that's what I'm talking about with the dynamic ratings player packs. Like, here we go. Here's a deluxe dynamic ratings player pack. And obviously, you pull a player out of here, I get a diamond. You think, oh, wow, you pulled a diamond. Until you do realize it's a dynamic ratings player, small forward. You guys can see here, DeMar DeRozan. And it's just one of those things that if you are new to the game, somebody just picks up the game. They're like, wow, I just pulled a diamond, DeMar DeRozan. He's probably so good at the game. Little do those people know who do play the game that DeMar DeRozan is horrible. And it's just sad in a way to me what they're doing to Dynamics Ratings players. It'd be one thing if these cards came out day one in MyTEAM and some of these cards would remotely be usable. The problem is none of those cards are usable. In general, it's just a waste of time and energy. Again, when the Dark Matter Cat came out, right? And if you search Karl-Anthony Towns on 2K database, there are no Karl-Anthony Towns above a 97 right now in MyTEAM. So when the Dark Matter Cat was out, you'd think, okay, he's better than the Galaxy Opals. Or at least maybe they should have made him. And he's not. I mean, if they're not even going to make the Dark Matters better than the other cards that are lesser tiers, I mean, it's just a complete waste of time and energy. Now, for card collector, like, I get it. I get it. But it's just, again, to me, it's just like, what are we really doing? Wasting our times with all these dynamic ratings cards. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. And imagine being the guy, right, that 2K goes to, in which after every night or after every 2 nights, whatever it is, you have to sit up and think about what each and every player should be rated. It's just a lot of work for, I promise you, what nobody cares about in my team. And look, I'm not saying this as a negative. Like 2K tried to do something creative. They tried to, give us updates. But I feel like 2K is like, okay, we gave a dynamics ratings update, so we don't have to do this other stuff. Whereas us as a community, we do not, I promise you, care about dynamics ratings. There might be one or two people in the comments who are like, I love dynamics ratings. Okay. You might love dynamics rating players, but I want to know why. Are any of those players even playing? I mean, are any of those dynamic rating players playing for you when, the pink diamond Bron is better than the opal Bron that we have right now, right? So why would you play the dynamic ratings LeBron James? It just, to me, it doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't make sense to me. But at the end of the day, it's what 2K is putting their mind, what they're putting their effort into. But for me, it's just pointless. I mean, you pull these dynamic ratings players like DeMar DeRozan, for example. You might be like, wow, I pulled a diamond. Or even if you don't want DeMar DeRozan, he might sell for a lot. And then you go and look at what he's going for. And he's going for like 2,000 MT. It's just one of those things in my team right now. I just feel like that 2K is wasting time on. They're wasting energy on. And I promise you, not many people in the community care about it. And I know a lot of people are like, man, it's cool to see 2K update these cards this often. Well, it is. Like, from an effort standpoint, it is cool to see 2K doing it. But I would like to see, all I'm saying is I would like to see 2K put more effort into stuff that us as a community are going to care about. Dynamics ratings, they're fine. They were whatever for 2 weeks when people were like, this is actually kind of cool. But then people started realizing that nobody is actually going to use these cards because they are absolutely terrible. Like, I can honestly show you guys a sheet of the dynamic ratings updates that my team is dropping on a daily basis. And there's a lot of players here. It's not like it's just 1 or 2 updates. I mean, there are a lot of updates here in this dynamic ratings update. They updated like 60 players in the last dynamic ratings update, which it's crazy to me. Like, does anybody really care about Justin Holloway going down 1? I mean, does anybody really care about, Devin Vassell going down 1? It's just some of these things that it's just like, why are we wasting our time with this? I promise you, 2K, I promise you that not many people care about this. I like Isaiah Roby going up to an 87. That's okay, cool, whatever. But he's still not going to be usable. And at least for Isaiah Roby, right? For Isaiah Roby, in that case, he might be the best Isaiah Roby we have, and he's still not because we have an Amethyst. But he went up to a Ruby, and look at how bad the card still is. It's just one of those things that people in my team are not going to care about. I hate to say it. Siakam went up to a 95. You'd be like, okay, Siakam might be good then, right? He might be good in case you didn't get the clutch time reward. This card is absolutely terrible. It's just one of those things in my team. You can't apply badges to him. You can't upgrade badges. I hate to break it to you. The height's even different of the cards. These cards are just not worth anything. They're absolutely pointless in my team. And nobody's really saying anything about it. Whereas 2K is dropping these so often, 16 hours ago. This is what they dropped yesterday. Instead of thinking about, something that we could have got yesterday, they came out with the dynamics ratings update. I'm tired of it. Stop coming out with these dynamic ratings updates. They're just like heat checks. Nobody cares about these cards. Nobody does. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. And that's the ugly truth. It's going to wrap it up for my video today, guys. I want to know your thoughts on the dynamic ratings down below in the comments, guys. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you are. Do it as always, man. I love you guys. Have a blessed day.